everybody. It's time for another Tag It Tuesday tag for the month of July 2016. And I will be the first to admit I gave you a really kind of ugly color challenge this month. As you know, we've been working with the Pantone Spring colors, and for some unbeknownst reason, I gave you these two together, Lilac Gray and Fiesta. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's all I can say. So as I'm looking around thinking, I'm never going to be able to pull this color combo off, and I'm digging through like some old mop-up tags and things, lo and behold, I found this one. And it kind of works. I don't know what this was. This is a number 5 tag like I always use with a gessoed surface. And I think that these were maybe Dylusion's ink sprays. I'm not positive. And they mingled and made some muddy, ugly, purpley, gray, red yuckiness on here. So, with that being said, I'm going to use this. Then I dug out some K & Company cutouts that I'm going to use to help kind of bring out the lilac purpley part of the gray. Also found this. This is a messed up cut that I did off my silhouette for a wedding book that I did for somebody, and I think I'll use that on here. I've got a couple stamps pulled out. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I also pulled out this little cocktail napkin, and I thought I might cut out one of these butterflies and put on here in the background. And I also have a new product, well, new to me, that I want to try, and that's this Deco Art Crackle Glaze. Supposedly you just brush it on a sealed surface, and it creates, as it dries, it creates that eggshell crack looking effect on it. So I was thinking I would try it on these cutouts. So I think I'm going to do that first and set those aside to dry, and then figure out what else I can do to kind of pretty up this background, because it's kind of ugly. And I also think it's a little too dark, that it maybe will compete too much with my flowers. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I'm going to start with the Crackle Glaze and see where we go from there. So sit back, relax, listen to some music. We'll speed this up a little bit, and hopefully we will end up with something prettier than what we're starting with. All right, here we go. Okay, while we're waiting for that stuff to dry, then I'm going to take one of my Crafter's Workshop stencils and some white acrylic paint and trying to lighten up that background that I'm pretty sure is going to be too dark and muddy looking. So I'm just going to be adding that with a sponge dauber through the stencil. And I decided I needed a little bit more white, so I took my trusty baby toothbrush and watered down some of that paint, putting some splatters all over it. I'm cutting that butterfly out of that napkin, and I sort of accidentally, not on purpose, tore it a little bit, but that's okay. It's not going to show anyway. And I'm going to attach it with some matte gel medium. And this just confirmed that the background was Delusions ink sprays, because as I'm attaching or adding the matte gel medium, it is smearing a little bit. And I momentarily panicked, but I knew it was going to get covered up anyway, so it was no big deal. Here I'm going to attach that cutout. And I realize it looks a little too stark because everything else has splatters and this, that, and the other. So I grabbed some Stampin' Up! Markers that are kind of in reddish, purplish tones. And my spritzer, I don't really know what it's called, but I call it a spritzer. And add some inky splatters all over. And then I also pulled out another marker that was reddish tones. They were all kind of too dark to be able to really tell what they were, but you know, what the heck, I know what I did. And yes, I'm going to pull out the toothbrush and the white paint and add some more splatters because, you know, can't have too many, right? So I get that all dry and I decide, hey, some shimmer would be nice. So I grab some Tattered Angels, I believe it's Iridescent Silver Glimmer Mist, and just give it an all over shot. Okay, now you can see I pulled out two different archival inks. I think one is called Violet and the other one is, I think, Vermilion. And I'm going to put a fairly generous edging in the violet color and then come back with the red just barely along the edge. Again, trying to reinforce those two colors that we're working with. Sorry, folks. Lilac Gray and Fiesta. These don't really match, but at this point, I'm just going with the whole purple and red thing. And I'm looking at these pieces that I put that crackle glaze on, and I gotta say, I like this product. You just brush it on and let it dry, and it really, really gives a nice eggshell crackly look, and you'll see it in the finished photos at the end. Here I'm taking a clear stamp, and if you wonder what I'm doing with the eraser and the stencil brush, this is a stamp I've not used before, and so I'm kind of roughing it up and conditioning a little bit so that it will take the ink better. Sometimes if you use a clear polymer stamp that hasn't been used before, the ink has a tendency to just pill up on the surface and you get a not very nice image. So if you take an eraser or a stencil brush or both and kind of rough that surface up, it will absorb that ink better and give you a cleaner impression. This is just a piece of watercolor paper that I've stamped on the back smooth side of it so that I get a better impression, and then just going to come back in and edge that a little bit, and I'm also going to add some of the marker splatters to it again because it looked a little too white with everything that was going on, so I wanted to tone that down and give that a little character. I did want to back this tag with some cardstock, so I found some Stampin' Up! Cardstock, I think it's called. Let's say Perfect Plum, I think. I don't even know if it's still a color that's available or not. I'm going to attach that with some double-sided tape. And just because I've been on an ink edging voyage, I'm gonna ink it with a little bit more with that red around that purple. And here I'm going to use some foam adhesive tape to attach the sentiment piece, and then I'm also going to take a combination of double-sided tape and a foam dimensional or pop dot, whatever you want to call it, to attach the flowers as well. Alright, so I picked out 3 different ribbons here. I've got a cream organza and a stitched, kind of a reddish purplish color, and then a lavender ribbon that's got that cute picot edge. That's some of my favorite ribbon. I'm going to thread 2 of them through there and then come back and tie a bow, and I use the term loosely because I'm like the world's worst bow tire. Sometimes you'll notice I flip the tag upside down. Sometimes if I tie them upside down of how they're going to be, they turn out a little bit better, but yeah, that didn't work too well this time either, so I'm stuck with a semi-retarded bow. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope you'll come over to the Facebook group and play along with us. We have a lot of great artists doing a lot of fun things with tags, and it's always so much fun to see every month how people interpret the tags differently, the themes differently. So thank you for coming by. I hope you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you will have a blessed, wonderful day. Bye-bye.